With Claris FileMaker Pro, you can convert data files from other applications, and then FileMaker imports the data and creates a new FileMaker Pro file. The converted file will contain the data from the file or source that you convert. It will create two layouts for displaying the data, a standard form layout and a table view layout, and then it will convert your fields and field types if they were available in the file or the source that you convert. The supported file formats for both converting and importing are Microsoft Excel, FileMaker Pro, comma separated, tab separated, dbase, merge, and XML. Once you've prepared your data file, you can open FileMaker Pro and choose the Create option from the first window you see when you log in, or if you already have FileMaker open, you can go to the File menu and choose the Create New option. Here you can select Convert and choose the Create button. In the Open File dialog box, you'll choose the file type that you're going to convert, in this case, comma separated file, and you'll choose the file and select Open. If you're converting a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, you'll see the Specify Excel Data dialog box here, where you'll choose either a worksheet or a named range from the workbook file. But in this case, this is a comma-separated file, so those additional options are not required. Instead, you'll choose the location to save the converted file and hit the Save button. And after a very quick conversion, you're presented with the Convert File dialog box, allowing you to choose which fields you want to convert from your source file. Now, if a record in the source file you're importing contains field names or column headers, like this one does, you can use the arrow button to navigate to that record, and then you'll choose the Use as Field Names option from the dropdown. Then only the subsequent records will be available for importing, and then the values from the fields in the record that you designated as field names will show up as the field names in the target file. In the mapping column in between each pair of fields in the list, you can click the current mapping and choose whether to import the data from the field in the source file. You can also choose which fields you don't want to import. And for the target, you can name the table that will be created after you import in the source file. In the Import Options area on the bottom left-hand corner, you can choose the character set, field delimiter options, or just leave the default options as they are. Now you can click Convert. Your converted FileMaker profile now appears open on screen, saved to the location that you previously specified. You'll see the two default layouts have been created, both the table view that we're seeing here and a form view that was created for you. And all of your fields have been defined into one table using the name that you specified when you converted. You'll see only the fields that you chose to bring over and not the ones you said to not import. And it has brought over the field names and types from your source file. You'll also notice that all the data has been imported. In this case, 30 records were imported into the customer table. You can also import data files into a new table of an existing file based on the schema of the imported data. This lets you consolidate tables from multiple different files into a single database file without having to manually recreate the table schemas. To create a new table through an import, select File, Import, and File. Select the file in a compatible format that you want to import, then choose Open, and you'll see a similar window to when you converted the file, but in this case you have a choice to make. Are you going to add the new records to an existing table, update, or replace? In the case of adding a new table through an import, you'll dismiss this dialog, and from the upper right-hand corner choose New Table instead. You can find the record that contains the field names, choose Use as Field Names, and now you'll see the target fields have adopted the source field names. After choosing which fields you want to import and not import, you can then select the Import button. You'll see the Import Summary dialog appear on screen, which verifies that not only did a new table get created, but all of the rows in the source file were converted to records in the new table. We see here that all 10 records were converted. We can also see that in the record indicator in the background. Also, one new layout has been created, in this case, the Orders layout, which allows us to preview all the data that we just brought into our new table. Now at this point, if you go into Manage Database, You could create relationships between these new tables and use all the other tools available to you in FileMaker Pro to customize fields, layouts, and data in any way you choose, and then make your own custom Claris FileMaker app to share with your team.